YouTube? It's the Narrow Talk 23. I'm here with my first video on this channel. Today we got the Zion Williamson situation got real strange. Well, just got real strange. Let's get into it.
Okay, so we got an update on the entire Zion Williamson situation, drama, mess, whatever you want to call it, and let's just say it got even weirder. I do want to go on the record to say, before all this, the situation was already strange. If you don't know what's been going on, I made an entire 20-minute video on it, so you can go check that out. It's only a couple days old, but if you don't want to do that, let's go over the brief run-through. To make an extremely long story short, in the first two seasons, Zion, he was looking like a phenomenal talent. He was averaging over 25 points per game. And then in the last 4 to 5 months, it's almost like he's disappeared. In the offseason, he got an injury. It wasn't supposed to be that bad. And they even said he was going to be back for the first game. And as we all know, that didn't happen. They followed that up by saying, hey, he'll come back in a couple of weeks. Not too big of a deal. Well, as we all know, a couple of weeks turned into a couple of months, and it's now currently past the All-Star break, and he hasn't even played. I want you to understand this. It's not so much about him not playing, because nobody wants to rush him back. It's more of nobody knows what's going on. Instead of rehabbing and training with his team, he's now doing that away from the facilities, and he's not even talking to his teammates. To make matters even worse, CJ McCollum went on live television and said he knows absolutely nothing about it. When you're a franchise player and your own teammates know nothing about your situation, it's a red flag. Because we all played sports, or I'm assuming most of you watching this, you played basketball, football, soccer, or some type of sport, and if you got hurt, you would inform your friends about it. You text them or go in the locker room and say, hey, I'll be back in 4 weeks, no need to worry. According to everyone involved in this, Zion hasn't really done that. But now we have a new update. Ever since I made my video only a couple of days ago, so many more things have happened. Zion himself has actually went on Instagram, and it looks like he's trying to troll everybody. Oh man, we got a lot to talk about. You already know we're going to cover everything. As always, if you're new to the channel, hey, we're on the road to 200K. I'd appreciate it if you like the content. Hit that subscribe button. If not, that's cool too. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Where shall we start? I guess we'll take a look at this first. A few days ago, JJ Redick actually called out Zion Williamson as well. JJ Redick calling out Zion is, I'd say, a big deal because he's one of the most respected players of all time. Nobody hates him, and I'd say he's a credible source. I also don't believe JJ Redick is one of those guys who just says stuff for attention. He actually means it. Here's what JJ said, and he was talking about Zion not reaching out to his new teammate, CJ McCollum. Quote unquote, this just shows a complete lack of investment in your team. Send a text to a guy when he gets traded to your team. That is just normal behavior, and that's the bare minimum. I think we can all agree we're on JJ's side on this. Just send a text if you get a new teammate, especially if you're a franchise player, and say, hey man, welcome to the team, we're glad to have you. Here's the interesting part, at least in my eyes. JJ Redick also said, this is a pattern of behavior that we are seeing again and again with
the gang leader, formerly known as continues to maintain his innocence despite insurmountable evidence against him.
This man may be a lot of things, but I'm telling you, he's not a liar.
Better be right about that. Zion. So what's he trying to say there? Keep in the back of your mind that JJ and Zion were teammates, so it appears to seem he's claiming he's done this type of stuff before. Whoa. Hold on. This is kind of off topic. Well, not off topic, but it's kind of random.
Lay down a trail of chicken nuggets leading to a gym and you're guaranteed to catch a Zion Williamson. Wow. Wow.
Somebody tweeted out, lay down a trail of chicken nuggets leading to a gym and you're guaranteed to catch a Zion Williamson. And that got 500 likes. What in the crap is that? I don't even know what to say about that. Let's get back on topic and let's get serious. Yes, I do see where JJ's coming from. Maybe he hasn't been the greatest teammate of all time, but you also got to understand there's so much pressure on this guy and he's also really young. I'm kind of split between this. On one hand, I'm saying, well, Zion, he's a young man. He's got a lot going on. You know, maybe he just forgot to reach out to some teammates here and there. The other side of me is thinking like JJ is. Hey man, just send him a text. It's literally the bare minimum. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about that. I'm pretty curious. Ironically enough, not too long after all this mess was going on, CJ McCollum reached out to ESPN and said him and Zion have spoken. That is good, I guess, but I mean, it was bound to happen. CJ McCollum literally put him on blast on live TV. You also got a lot of people who aren't on his side, and some people are. Let's look at these tweets. This person said, he's currently 21 years old and was 19 the year Reddit refers to. He's also been playing hoops non-stop since he was 9. Maybe he's not detached. Maybe some of the joy's been lost in New Orleans. Maybe an old vet calling him out in front of the team didn't help either. Fair point, and I see where he's coming from. Under that tweet, someone replied, the coddling of a young millionaire is so who we become. I say JJ's efforts were done to lead the kid as a professional athlete and as a Duke alone. I'm sure Zion had an abundance of people telling him he's the man and the franchise is. JJ's words should be embraced. My bad, it says franchise is his. You get what I'm trying to say. Yeah, there you have it. I'm going to give you guys my opinion on it, and I'm seeing it from a different standpoint, so just hear me out. In my humble opinion, I don't see what's all so bad about Zion not reaching out to CJ McCollum and maybe some other teammates. Should he do it? Yes. And would I do that? Yes, of course. That's just how I am, but I'm not Zion. All these people criticizing him, and maybe even you watching. Have you ever thought about it? Maybe he's just an introvert. Maybe he doesn't like talking to people. And I don't think Zion...
And see, that's the thing. You can't get mad at him because he don't want to do whatever. He don't have to. I mean, it is what it is.
This big introvert who hates people. I just think it's a combination of 1, he doesn't want to be in New Orleans, and 2, he's dealing with injury problems. He's got a lot going on. It's not quite as simple as it was at Duke where he's just lacing it up and playing basketball every night. Now he's got to worry about financial stuff, he's got to worry about injuries, and just so many more problems. Let me put it this way, and I hope this is a better perspective. I don't think reaching out to CJ McCollum is too high on his list of things to do right now. I think basketball fans are just to a point where they want to see him play, and now you have nothing else to do but talk about him off the court and try to find something bad to put on his name. For example, somebody on Twitter said, we're to see so many people on here trying to cast judgments on the character of a 21-year-old who has crazy high expectations on his shoulders whilst trying to recover from serious injuries. I just stumbled across that tweet because I'm looking at Twitter right now, but that right there is exactly what I'm talking about. I think Zion is very similar to Michael Jordan and Kevin Durant, and no, I'm not talking about their game styles. I'm talking about off the court. One thing about Kevin Durant and Michael Jordan is that they don't care about nothing more than basketball. They don't want to get into politics or anything else. It's just go out there and hoop. Actually, now that I think about it, maybe saying Kevin Durant was a bad example because he does like to go on Twitter and get into social beef. So let's just say Michael Jordan. Jordan would even tell you himself, and I believe he said it in his documentary Last Dance, that he didn't care about political stuff. He just wants to play basketball, and that's it. On the other hand, for LeBron, he wants to be known as a more than athlete and more than a basketball player. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just think Zion is simply a young man who wants to play basketball, and that's it. That's all he wants to focus on. He doesn't care about CJ McCollum joining his team, and I mean that in the most respectful way. He's got other stuff in his life to worry about. Moving on with this video, Zion Williamson, after JJ Redick called him a bad teammate on live television, he went on Instagram and posted this. It wasn't an Instagram post, but it was on his story, and all it was highlights of the Pelicans, and I believe it was somebody hitting a 3. It's gone now, but you can still see the picture right here. It was just a random highlight, and everybody's sitting there thinking, what in the heck is he trying to say by this? I think he posted it because he's trying to send a message and say, hey, I like it in New Orleans. Everybody's saying I don't, they're crazy. Also, too, you can go check. He's always liking teammate stuff on Twitter, and he's always reposting Pelican stuff here and there. I've never really understood where the, Zion hates New Orleans has came from. I think that's more of New Orleans is a terrible organization, and everybody thinks everyone there hates it. Apparently, not according to sources, but according to Zion himself, he likes it, and today he also posted another one and said, my dogs for life. I think he posted these things for 2 different reasons. Number 1, to shut up everybody and say, hey, I'm fine here, I like it in New Orleans. And number 2, also telling people that he likes his teammates. Did you notice he didn't post a highlight or a picture of himself? He reposted highlights and pictures of his teammates. Like always, when you're as highly regarded as him, you can't do anything without people trying to throw dirt on your name.
Now
you got people saying stuff like, Mother Ever gets called out and he changed. Major W by JJ, also adding, he didn't change LMAO, he's just doing this to avoid a PR disaster. Look at this! As a former you-know-what, I know how you-know-what acts, Zion Williamson isn't... What? Wow. That's crazy. This is the last tweet we're going to look at. Zion Williamson deserves to be held to the fire publicly. I usually always side with the athletes, but he hasn't even given New Orleans or the Pelicans a chance. It's unprofessional. And over 20,000 people like that. So I'm assuming over 20,000 people agree with that. Everything we talked about in this video has been going on within the past 48 hours, which is insane. There's only one question everybody has left. When is Zion going to return? Who knows the answer to that? Honestly, I don't even think Zion does either, and I'd be shocked if he comes back this year. There's also no point for him to come back because the Pelicans suck, and even if he played exceptionally well, he's not going to get him in the playoffs. Well, let me know your thoughts down below. But with that being said, that's going to wrap up this video. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. If you're new to the channel, what are you doing? Join the family. Hit that subscribe button and leave a like for more. And as always, let's be great. I'm out of here. Peace.
That was a good one. I don't know what's going on with Zion, but I know one thing. Hopefully he can come back because they need.
Do you think any of us will look back in our lives and regret the things we didn't buy?
We know what Zion was doing in high school. We know what Zion was doing. They need him out there on the court. But YouTube, that's it for this one. Good video. Catch y'all on the next one.